All right, good evening, race fans. We are live here on the IROC TV, IROC YouTube, Team BLR Facebook page. My name is Tommy Rowe in the booth. Up here with Alex Robinson here tonight. Alex, how you doing, bud? We're in week number 3 of the IROC Dirt Series. Are you ready for Charlotte?
Oh, this is going to be fun. This is going to be great here as about 30 seconds time we will be advancing to qualifying here for tonight. Same as always, 8 laps. 4 will go on to the feature from heat race action. We will have a B main and then a 40-lap A main event here at the dirt track at Charlotte. And Tommy, I don't know what's going to happen this week. Remember that 24 of Jack Sean showed up last week after missing the opening week of the season. And after the top guys of Jaeger, Toter, Majulis got knocked out of action, Jackson filled in and took home the win. So it'll be fun to watch to see, can we add a third different winner here in 3 weeks?
Well, we're moving over to qualifying right now. Got right on 30 drivers signed in the server right now. Jack Sean, the defending winner last weekend, able to pull off the upset after taking the lead late in the race. He'll be in attendance here this afternoon, right around with 29 or so other drivers in the server at the moment. As qualifying taking place right now, going to go on board with, take a look at John Darby out there on the speedway, getting ready to set a lap down.
And again, just like every other week, times will come in very quick, very heavy here. Guys like Drew Hopkins here again this week as Mason Hamill. He's going to be the first one there, 16.253. Dylan Yeager now 16.039. So Yeager comes out right away, comes out swinging this week and sets quick time. John Darby, Joseph Grandy there. So now times, like we said, come in hot and heavy. Dylan Yeager holds the quick time early on here. There's only a minute elapsed into qualifying here, and over half the field has already taken the time here. But talk about it. Yeager in 16.039. So an interesting set time here. Second quick, Aaron Brown, 16.083. And then the rest are 16.1s, 16.2s. So right now only 2 drivers in that 16.0. Make it 3 because Travis Wellman just goes 16.099.
Ethan Toter moves up to the top of the leaderboards out there on the speedway. 16.02 for Ethan Toter in car number 4, opening weekend feature winner here with the IROC Dirt Series. And setting quick time, Dylan Yeager up to second. Those guys had some issues last time out, last Sunday afternoon. Toter and Yeager looking to be the favorites, and problems in the race allowed Jack Sean to pick up the win.
And Drew Hopkins just goes third quick, 16.042. So now a lot of guys, and there you see that reigning winner of Jack Sean going to go 5th quick, 16.096. So Jack Sean goes 5th quick, sneaks into the top 5 here, but still some bigger names to come out. Actually, we got about 3 cars yet not to set a time down, one of them being Tyler Reed in that 28, who, remember, Tyler Reed, he's going to go, he just put a time down, I think.
Goes to
16.389.
27th quick out of the 33 that have made a attempt. Dylan DeWert, the only driver not to make a lap time. We'll see if Reed can go better on his second lap. Looks like it's not going to happen. 16.43 on lap number 2. So DeWert out there on the speedway, the final driver not to make a time. And here he is in car number 20, rolling around the racetrack right now. Lap time for DeWert going to roll around.
And there's one driver that is missing in action that was here the first 2 weeks. That's that 127 machine. Blake Majulis not in action here tonight, so he misses the dirt track at Charlotte. But remember, 12-week season here. One off week maybe won't crash a championship hope. But again, think for some of these guys, for Toter, Yeager, Hopkins, they're looking to really bounce back. Actually, Hopkins had a half-decent week last week. But for Yeager and Toter, remember, they got an incident early in that feature. Those two are looking to bounce back here, especially Ethan Toter, who I think won opening week, if I am not mistaken.
Yeah, Ethan Toter, opening weekend winner with the IROC Dirt Series. Qualifies quick time, 16.02 so far. Just about a minute left, but I think everybody has taken a time. out there on the speedway. 34 drivers in all making the quick time, and there's another notable name that is not here with us this weekend. Cherokee Speedway probably going to have something to do with that. Our point leader coming into tonight, this afternoon, Chris Ferguson, who's out there with running the Cherokee Speedway here this afternoon.
So heat race number 1 hits to the grid here. 12 cars will be in heat race number 1 here. 8 laps, 4 go on. The rest go to LCQs here later tonight.
12 drivers, and this is how they'll line up for heat race number 1. Row number 1 on the inside, that'll be Ethan Toder. To his outside, Dylan DeWert in the 20 car. Travis Wellman, Kobe Horner in row number 2. Terry Smith, Nick Story in row number 4. Blaze Baker, Eric Tupper. Row number 4, Colby McCubbin and Tyler Reed in row number 5. Anthony Moreno and Dylan Smith, row number 6. So 12 drivers, top 4 will transfer. The rest will have to come from one of those last chance qualifiers coming up here in just a moment. It'll be opening weekend winner Ethan Toder going to lead him to the green, and he'll look to be the obvious favor to pick up the win here in heat race number 1.
And Tommy, this is going to get interesting, like you said, especially Chris Ferguson not here tonight because of real-life racing. This might get a little bit more entertaining as the season goes on because, you know, guys like Ethan Toder has some commitments as well here, but green flag is out here for heat race number 1, and Ethan Toder, he's going to fire out like a cannon here, goes to the bottom side into turn 1 and 2 here. Remember, top 4, and right now, battle for the second spot. That is DeWert and Wellman.
Wellman going to take over the second spot. That is DeWert. Colby Horner back there for position number 4. Race for the transfer. And right underneath him, looking for the 4th place position, the 98 of Terry Smith on the bottom. He'll take over 4th down the back straightaway. Horner with a big head of steam down the back straightaway. Pull side by side. Race for the transfer spot coming around to complete lap number 2.
Still Ethan Toder, then Wellman, then DeWert. In that 4th spot, though, Horner, TJ Smith, those two are going to battle it out right now with Colby Horner on the top side. TJ Smith on the bottom, they go into 3 and 4, side by side for that 4th and final transfer spot. But while this battle is looming here, they are closing in on that 3rd place car, the 20 of Dylan DeWert.
DeWert running in the 3rd place spot has gained ground on Travis Wellman as well. 2nd, 3rd right there together, and then right behind them, still great side-by-side battle for the transfer spot coming around. It'll be 4 laps to go, this time by just about halfway home.
DeWert, Horner, and Smith there, but mostly Horner and Smith. That is that battle for that transfer spot. Still side-by-side action here. Top and a bottom working for these drivers right now. Drag race out of 4 and holding on to that 4th spot right now. Actually, it will be Colby Horner in 4 still.
Horner on the outside, the 15 car still hanging on to 4th down the back straightaway. The 98 of Terry Smith is not gained any ground, but he's not losing anything. Smith will fall back to 5th for the moment. Outside, working pretty well for Horner. Everybody else running the bottom of the speedway right now. Horner making it work and now gaining ground on your 3rd place driver of Dylan DeWert.
White flag in the air, 4-year race leader of Ethan Toder. So Toder out in front here. Travis Wellman, though, he's going to go to the bottom side here. Another car up top, that's still Colby Horner. Horner now, he's going to try and go for this 3rd spot there of Dylan DeWert. He is now side by side with Dylan DeWert here. DeWert now on the bubble spot here. Drag race. Ethan Toder wins heat race number 1. Travis Wellman, Colby Horner, Dylan DeWert Jr., they're going on to your A main here. TJ Smith put on a valiant effort, but he's going to have to go through an LCQ later tonight.
Good race right there. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. But Ethan Toder getting the job done there in heat race number 1. Good racing throughout the field, though. And we'll move on to heat race number 2. Alex, will tell us how they'll line up.
Heat race number 2 on the pole. It's that 48 machine. It is Dylan Yeager. To the outside, it's going to be Aaron Brown in that 56 machine. Row number 2 on the inside, it is Joseph Grandy. To the outside, the 69 of Buddy Ware. Row number 3, it's Mason Hamill on the inside and Michael Vitale in the outside. Trent Beaver, he's going to start on the inside there of row number 4. To the outside, it's Andrew Cox starting 8th. Row number 10 has Dean Reynolds in the 79. Outside, it's Isaac Salas. And rounding out the field, it's going to be Darren Shores there will round out the field here. So 11 more cars hit the track here. Top 4 move on to the A main event. The rest will go home here. So lights will go out we will get ready to racing here next time by.
Oh, Dylan Yeager in the 48 cars had some solid runs in the IROC Dirt Series as well. He'll be looking for a victory here this afternoon. He'll line up alongside Aaron Brown on the outside. Brown, a name we haven't called too much just yet here in the IROC TV, looking to have a good run here in heat race number 2. And then it'll be Joseph Grandy in the 518, Buddy Ware in row number 2. But the pace truck in, getting ready to go green. Heat race number 2, getting set to come to life here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Yeager, Brown, green flag is out.
Dylan Yeager, he's going to lead us there. Contact being made here. So now we're going to get bunched up through that green flag here. Might be some black flags, and I think there was some passing before that green flag line. So we'll see here. But right now, Aaron Brown, he's fighting for that 3rd spot as he got shuffled on back there. Dylan Yeager, he's going to lead lap number 1.
Oh, and we got a car turned around in the back. Isaac Salas in the 5. Looks like to be by himself. We stay green, but a tough break for Aaron Brown. Started on the front row pole on the outside. Is now racing for a transfer spot. Now Brown falling back a few positions. We have a caution out there on the speedway. Dean Reynolds, Aaron Brown crashing out there on the racetrack.
So the battle for the transfer spot heated up there. A little bit of contact happening as we look at the replay. It was heading into turn number 3 and 4 there. And just a little too close for comfort there on the battles. And that 56 machine got a run on the inside. Just didn't happen to clear anyone. And a little bit of chaos unfolded here. So 2 laps will be in the book here. And I got to give a shout out. I see him in the comment section. Brett Wheeler is watching here from the great country of Australia.
Brett Wheeler, Ultimate Dirt TV guy. Good to see you out there watching with us, buddy. But Dylan Yeager out in front as your race leader as the caution is out there, out on the speedway right now. It's just 2 down here in heat race number 2. Yeager showing the way. Joseph Grandy, Trent Beaver, Mason Hamill, your top 4 in the transfer spots at the moment.
So, pace truck is in. We're going to go back double file, restart here. Yeager and Grandy out of turn number 4. Can the 48 machine get a good jump? He will. He fires mid-corner there.
Green flag.
And he is going to lead us into turn number 1 and 2. Grandy and now Mason Hamill. Here we go. That battle for the 4th spot is on. The 34 of Trent Beaver there. Beaver, Buddy Ware, Vitale, and Hamill all right there. We almost go 3 wide battling here for your transfer spot.
Beaver on the bottom of the speedway, working on the 54 of Hamill, who has position number 3. They're side by side right behind for 5th and 6th. That is Buddy Ware on the outside, and make that 3 wide for the transfer spot right now. Is Vitale on the bottom, Ware on the outside. They'll both split the middle of the 34 car of Trent Beaver, who loses 2 spots there, and now he'll fall back even more, tapping the wall.
Battles continue on here. Hamill, Ware, and Beaver. That is for position number 3 and 4. So right now, 2 of those cars will move on to the A-main. One of them will have to go to LCQ. Right now, those spots are held by Hamill and Ware. Here comes Michael Vitale now in the mix.
Little contact right there with the 54 of Hamill and Buddy Ware. That'll allow the 213 of Vitale to move up to position number 3, and the 54 of Hamill now will try to find his way back into a transfer spot. It'll be Ware on the outside, hanging on to 4th for the moment.
And one thing to talk about, they were 4 wide behind him there as you see Hamill into the wall. Now he's going to lose major ground for one of those 4 spots. And right now, Buddy Ware battling it out. That's Buddy Ware and Michael Vitale. Those 2 going at it. Mason Hamill, he's trying to close in, but now Darren Shores, Dean Reynolds, they're right there as well.
Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4 for the final time. Dylan Yeager, no problem here in heat race number 2. Race for the 3rd and 4th right there. That was Buddy Ware on the bottom. Vitale in the 213 going to hang on to 3rd. Buddy Ware will take home the 4th and final transfer. Mason Hamill on the outside looking in. So heat race number 2 in the books. Heat race number 3 get ready to come your way here. 8 laps once again the distance. And this is how they'll line up for heat race number 3 to be Drew Hopkins, Jack Sean, the most recent winner with the IROC Dirt Series in row number 1, Brent Rawls, John Darby in row number 2. Logan Cottles, Matt Watford in row number 3, Jake Henry, Logan Wentz, Bud Molinax, Billy Roberts, and it'll be Kelly Wheeler. All back there by himself in row number 6. And 157 of Drew Hopkins. He'll have command of the field. We get ready to go green with Jack Sean on the outside. This should be a good one, as John was very impressive last weekend, Alex.
And if Jack Sean wins, think about this. On your front 2 rows, you will have 2 of the winners here this season. The only 2 winners, and here we go. Green flag is out. Drew Hopkins going to lead us into turn number 1 and 2 at 157. Remember, a few years ago in one of those World of Outlaw late models, he won at Volusia Speedway, and he made a name for himself there and has carried it through. Now with CFM Esports, he's going to hold on to the race lead here, but slide jobs on Jan. Now Jack Sean going to lead lap number 1.
Good racing action right now. Drew Hopkins and your most recent winner, Jack Sean, on the outside. That 24 car's got it gassed up down the back straightaway, and he'll take the race lead. He'll clear the 157 of Hopkins. And it's Brett Rawls, Matt Watford, right there with the 29 of Watford in 5th. John Darby up to 4th in the 000 car right now. And Watford on the outside looking in. We're side by side right behind him.
Keep an eye on that battle for 4th spot there, but also up front, Brett Rawls. He's closing in there on your 2 race leaders. That is Jack Sean, Drew Hopkins still, but John Darby, he is in that 4th and final spot. He has company because here comes Matt Watford now. Watford tried to throw a little bit of a slide job line there in 1 and 2, lost some ground. Now he's going to have to close back in on John Darby.
Meanwhile, race up front, heating up once again. Drew Hopkins has caught your race leader, Jack Sean, working down the back straightaway. They're side by side. 4 down, 4 to go. It'll be 3 to go at the line. Is the 24 of Jack Sean going to come around to lead it once again? And still good race for 3rd and 4th right there. The 71 of Rawls on the bottom. John Darby has found his way around up to 3rd. And once again, side by side down the back straightaway.
John Darby trying to hold on to a spot there. As you see, he slide job battle there between Brett Rawls now as Rawls, Darby, those guys battling it out. Then you have Billy Roberts, Watford. That's a battle for the 5th and 6th spot right now, but they're trying to close in on that 4th spot of Brett Rawls right now as that battle still continues on. Up front, it's still Jan and then Hopkins.
Jan still with a couple of car length lead over Drew Hopkins. Best race right now was for 3rd and 4th between John Darby and Brett Rawls. That is kind of spaced out just a little bit. Billy Roberts on the outside looking in the 99. Jack Sean going to come around out of turn number 3 and 4 and pick up the win. Drew Hopkins will take home 2nd. There'll be John Darby and Brett Rawls, your 4 transfer spots, with Billy Roberts coming up just a little bit short.
So talk about heat race winners there. We're going to have only one. Actually, no, we are going to have 2 LCQs here tonight. Top 6 will go on here. Out of the 11 starters here in LCQ, number 1, it's TJ Smith and Billy Roberts on the front row. Darren Shores and Tyler Reed in row number 2. Then it is Logan Cottles and Trent Beaver in row number 3. Inside of row number 4, it's going to be Dylan Smith. Outside, it's Jason Henry. In row number 5, it's going to be Aaron Brown and Anthony Morano. And it is going to be Bud Molinax in the 11th and final starting spot. But talk about heat race winners there. Jack Sean and Ethan Toder, both heat race winners here tonight. Only 2 winners in the 2 weeks of the season. They're going to start on the front 2 rows.
That'll be pretty interesting right there. Dylan Yeager, he had a great race with Ethan Toder in the opening weekend, and he'll be on the outside of road number 1. That'll be a great first 3 positions right there in the main event, but we still got 2 last chance qualifiers to get through. And it'll be Terry Smith, Billy Roberts. Smith on the inside. He'll have command of the field with Roberts on the outside, 98 and 99.
So it's going to be interesting. Again, 2 LCQs here tonight. Top 6 from each. It's 12 laps the distance here. So looks like about 5 guys going home in each LCQ here tonight. So a tough break for some of these drivers here, but there is still 6 spots. So there's a total of 12 spots up for grab here in these ones. So we will have a 24 car starting field for the 40 lap feature here tonight.
Racing action's been good so far at the dirt track at Charlotte. It'll be Terry Smith going to lead him to the green in the 98 car. Little kind of a sketchy start right there as the 99 of Roberts gets out of shape, and he'll lose quite a few positions on the start right there, Alex.
Yeah, and now you see three wide action going on here. Reed, Codles, Beaver, Smith, Henry, they're all right there in the mix. There's a car up in the wall there, so that is a tough break for that driver. Not quite sure who it was. I think it was Anthony Moreno there. But now battles throughout. Still here you see Darren Shores. Darren Shores in a three-wide battle. TJ Smith has to be smiling right now because he's starting to pull away from the field.
They were just about 4 and 5 wide back there for a moment. 3 wide right here. Second, third, and fourth. Once again, the top 6 will transfer. So it'll be Trent Beaver back here, the 34 on the bubble at the moment with Dylan Smith, Aaron Brown on the outside looking in. But meanwhile, still right here, second, third, and fourth on back. Great 3 wide racing.
Indeed, there you see Darren Shores, Trent Beaver, Tyler Reed. Those guys still in transfer spots, but there's about 3 or 4 cars there closing in. Might have some battles throughout here. Again, 12 laps, a little bit longer than those heat races, so there's some more battles that could be had here in this one.
Logan Connell's in the 64 hanging on to second. It's Terry Smith in here in the first last chance qualifier out in front all by himself, but there is battling happening all over the speedway right now. Second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth, even on back, is still up for grabs as Tyler Reed moves up to the third place spot. And that'll be Billy Roberts in the middle with Darren Shores on the bottom, 3 wide for position number 4.
Reed, Shores, Beaver. That is battling here. Roberts holding on to the 4th spot there. And then it is Shores. Those guys still going out of the 64 machine there as well. So there is some heavy battling here, but talk about it. TJ Smith, you would think with all the battles from second on to the 6th spot, you would think he would pull away, but he only has a little bit over a half a second lead.
Just the beauty of the fixed setup here at the IROC Dirt Series. It is putting on one fantastic of a show right now here in the last chance qualifier as they're still side by side for position number 2. Tyler Reed up to second in the 58 car, Logan Cottles. And now they're 3 wide once again, third, fourth, and fifth. Cottles, Roberts, and Shores, 1, 2, third, fourth, and fifth right now. And here comes Aaron Brown once again. Brown had some problems in the heat race trying to make up for it in the qualifier.
Brown trying to hold on to a transfer spot right now. The battles continue between Shores, Brown. There's Beaver as well in this mix right now. Beaver on the outside looking in of one of these spots. Aaron Brown trying to hold on and make the show here, but 2 laps to go here in LCQ number 1.
Terry Smith out front, all in front by himself right now. The distance 0.6 off a second. Back to Tyler Reed, Logan Cottles, Billy Roberts, Darren Shores, and Aaron Brown still sitting in 6th. White flag in the air. One more trip around, Alex.
TJ Smith, we really didn't talk about him much because he pulled away out early on here, and right now it looks like the 98 machine of TJ Smith. He's through 3 and 4, not going to have much battling. TJ Smith wins LCQ number 1. Tyler Reed in the 2nd spot. Logan Cottle's going to come home 3rd. Billy Roberts in 4th. Aaron Brown 5th. Darren Shores going to come home with that 6th and final spot here. So those 6 lock into the A-main. Everyone else moves on to next week. And I'm going to address this real quick. Harry, I am drinking vanilla Coke right now, so don't you dare say I'm addicted to it. I'm not addicted. But we're at Charlotte and it's Coke, so it works.
There you go. Last chance qualifier number 2 out there on the speedway. 6 more spots up for grabs. 11 drivers going to take the grid. It'll be Mason Hamill, Blaze Baker in row number 1. Matt Watford, Dana Reynolds, row number 2. Cole McCubbin, Logan Wentz, row number 3. Andrew Cox, Eric Tupper in row number 4. Kelly Wheeler and Isaac Salas in row number 5. And Nick Story all back there by himself. And looks like Isaac Salas may be a scratch here for last chance qualifier number 2.
So Salas had issues in his heat race there, and I don't think he made the call. I think he just packed it up and said, we'll see you next week here. But Pace Truck is already in here. We're going to go green flag racing. Here we go. Green flag is how Hamill and Baker lead us into turn number 1 and 2. Battles already underway here for that 2nd spot there as almost a 3 wide action there. You see the 77 there. As that is Baker now. He's losing spots. He is now in a 3 wide battle for the 2nd spot.
3 wide once again, just like in last chance qualifier number 1. They're a little more contact than we saw in last chance qualifier number 1 right there. They're just about 4 wide right behind them for third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh as the 77 car. Blaze Baker squeezes through the middle up to fourth now. Looking for more, looking for third. Watford on the outside.
As there we go, Matt Watford. He's back in that third spot here. You see the 77 machine of Blaze Baker. He went to the inside. We have a 3-car battle behind there, as that is the 79 machine involved in that one. That's Dean Reynolds. I think also the 5 machine there as well. So some battles still throughout here, but Matt Watford in the 4th spot. He is 2 spots into the safe zone.
Mason Hamill just about half a straightaway distance between him and Cole McCubbin right now, sitting position number 2. Then the race is on behind them, third, fourth on back, and that's Baker on the bottom of the speedway now, looking for third. McCubbin on the bottom, and McCubbin, that is actually for second. McCubbin on the outside, second and third, and Watford in fourth through the middle now, 3 wide for second.
That 3-car battle for that second spot, McCubbin, Baker, and Watford. Then you have behind them Reynolds, Cox, and Tupper. Those guys battling it out as well. Tupper on the outside looking in, but there is a 5-car battle here. 6-car battle here going on for 5 spots, because your race leader of Mason Hamill, he's out over a half a second, and he's starting to pull away even more.
Logan Wentz going to make that a 6-car tango for 5 spots right there. 6 cars racing for 5 spots, and they're 3 wide once again for position number 2. A little contact on the outside now. McCubbin gets stuck into the wall. Now he's going to have to race for a transfer.
That battle for the transfer spot is getting good here right now. Andrew Cox, Eric Tupper, those guys battling it out for the 6th spot here. Dean Reynolds still in a grass breach here. He could lose spots as this continues on, but right now it is Andrew Cox holding on to the 6th spot. McCubbin in the 5th spot. Eric Tupper on the outside looking in.
How about 3, 4, and sometimes 5 wide racing here at the dirt track at Charlotte? It is absolutely a thing of beauty right now here in the big block modified division. Mason Hamill out in front all by himself, but the show is on from second on back. There is plenty of racing action happen. Second, third, fourth, once again, top 6 transfers. So 2 going to go home from this group right here. Who's it going to be? It's Baker hanging on to second. Dean Reynolds, McCubbin, Watford in the 18 car through the middle. Then Andrew Cox, Eric Tupper. Tupper on the outside looking in. That'll be Cox with the transfer spot at the moment. Coming around, white flag will be out. One more trip around.
White flag is out. Mason Hamill, he is out in control of this one here. Dean Reynolds, though, he is in that 3rd spot behind Reynolds. It's McCubbin, Watford, Cox. Those 3 cars are still in the picture here. Eric Tupper, he is going to try and make one more move here. If he can make it, it does not look like it. Checkered flag is out here. Hamill going to go on to the show here. And with Mason Hamill, it's Baker, it's Reynolds, it's McCubbin, it's Watford, and Eric Tupper gets the 6th and final transfer spot there. So that locks in your 24 cars here for tonight's A main. And again, we can't go without saying 3 weeks in now after today. So your first 2 winners start on the first 2 rows here. Think about this front row, though. 2 guys that are very familiar with each other, have worked with each other many times over. Ethan Toder, Dylan Yeager. That is a really good front row for this one. But then talk about the underdog starting in row number 2, Jack Xian and Travis Wellman in row number 2. This A main has the makings to be something great with the amount of favorites, underdogs, starting from front to back here. You know, Drew Hopkins starting in about the 6th spot there. This is going to be a great feature, I feel, tonight.
We're going to have a quick warm-up, let these drivers get one last feel of the track here for just a moment. Not sure if we're going to run all the warm-up through or not, but once again, 24 cars starting. And if these races, if this main event is anything like these last 2 last chance qualifiers, this is going to be some fun watching right here, because they were 3, 4, sometimes 5 wide here at the dirt track at Charlotte. It's been quite entertaining thus far, and we'll get ready here in just a moment for the main event here at the dirt track at Charlotte. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are still in the warm-up. Cars have exited the speedway. We're going to get ready to go A-main racing here in just a moment. Alex, this has been, where do you call the action from? It's been 3, 4, 5, sometimes possibly 6 wide racing here at the dirt track at Charlotte. This is going to be quite the main event that's coming up here in just a moment.
24 cars are going to set the field here tonight for your A-main, 40 laps of distance. It's going to be good. Checkered flag has now waved over the warm-up here, so we're getting ready for A-main action. We're going to start from row number 12 and starting in position number 24. Has everything just changed on me there? Starting in position number 24, it's going to be Eric Tupper. Starting on the inside of row number 12, it's going to be Darren Shores. Row number 11, it's going to be the 29 of Matt Wadford. To the inside, it's Aaron Brown. In row number 10, that's Cole McCubbin and Billy Roberts. Dean Reynolds going to start on the outside there of row number 9. To the inside, it's Logan Cottles, Blaze Baker. In that 77, he starts to the outside there of row number 8. To the inside, it's Tyler Reed. Mason Hamill, he's going to start on the outside of row number 7. To the inside, it's TJ Smith. Brett Rolls, he's going to start on that outside of row number 6. To the inside, it is Buddy Ware. Now into your top 10. Starting on the outside of row number 5, it's Dylan DeWert. To the inside, the double O, that's John Darby. Row number 4, it's Michael Vitale. On the outside, to the inside, it's Colby Horner. In row number 3, it's going to be the 157 of Drew Hopkins for CF Sports. To the inside, it's Joseph Grandy. And in row number 2, it's the 2 of Travis Wellman. To the inside, it's last week's winner of the 24 from Boyertown, Pennsylvania. That is Jax Yan. And on your front row for tonight's 40-lap feature here at the dirt track at Charlotte, it's the 48 machine. That is Dylan Yeager. And to the inside, the 4 machine, he won week number 1. That is Ethan Toder. That is your 24 cars and stars here for the IROC Series 40-lap A-main event at the dirt track at Charlotte for week number 3.
Let's get ready to heat up here in just a moment as we get ready to go green here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Week number 3 of the IROC Dirt Series getting ready to come your way. And week number 1 winner, Ethan Toder, going to lead him to the green. Week number 2 winner, Jack Sean, right behind him. Who's it going to be? 40 laps to find out. Coming to green, week number 3, IROC Dirt Series at Charlotte. Green flag is out.
Toder and Yeager up front. Here we go. Into turn number 1 and 2 we go. Yeager on the outside, so is Ethan Toder. Here comes that 24 machine of Jack Sean now. Jan to the inside, side by side with Dylan Yeager here. Last week's winner. Week 1 winner. We're going to go 3 wide here with the 48 machine of Dylan Yeager. Talk about guys that have had good weeks. Toder wins week number 1. Dylan Yeager, who won the Give Back Classic. Or did Toder won that, right?
Yeah, Toder won both races that week. Had a big weekend. Now we got a race for the lead right now. Toder falls back a few spots, and that'll be Dylan Yeager, your race leader right now. Jack Sean sitting position number 2, as we had a hiccup with the timing and scoring there for a moment. But Yeager out in front. Jack Sean now closing the distance, and Toder's falling back 2 positions and being chased by Travis Wellman, who sits in 4th.
Ethan Toder drops back to the 3rd spot there, so problems for Ethan Toder early in this race here. Now has company. Here comes that 157 of Drew Hopkins. Travis Wellman there trying to sneak to the inside there of Ethan Toder. Toder there touched the wall a little bit, so Ethan Toder losing more ground on your top 2 there of Dylan Yeager and Jack Sean.
Racing action happening all over the speedway right now. Good race heating up for the lead once again. Jack Sean closed the distance, trading sliders with Dylan Yeager. Now Yeager going to pull away now, running 2 completely different lines on the speedway. You see Yeager on the bottom and Jan kind of drifting up the speedway, and now Ethan Toder now has his sights set back on Jan for 2nd.
And talk about the battles in the back there. Colby Horner, that's a hornet's nest back there. He is battling with Dylan DeWert. John Darby there as well. Then you have Brett Rolls, Tyler Reed. These guys are battling it out. Talk about Tyler Reed. He's up from 15th to 11th already. So Tyler Reed making another hard charge effort here tonight.
Movers and shakers all over the speedway here at the dirt track at Charlotte. 3, 4, 5 wide action happening all over the speedway right now. Just absolutely beautiful racing here as we have 8 down, 32 to go of this 40 40-lap main event. It's still Dylan Yeager out in front, pulling away now from Jack Sean, Ethan Toder in third, Wellman in fourth, and Drew Hopkins currently sitting in the top 5, and they're 3 wide right behind them for 6th, 7th, and 8th now.
The battles continue on throughout this field here. Right there, you see Dylan DeWert. Dylan DeWert in that 20 machine. He's on the bottom side. And again, this racetrack is very racy, top and bottom side. 2 lines of racing going on here. Dylan DeWert, he's drifting up the racetrack there at the exit of turn number 4, though. So Dylan DeWert there trying to run something different. Now he's going to go top side here. Closes in on the 15 of Colby Horner. Behind him, he's 3 wide. You see John Darby, Brett Rolls, Tyler Reed battling it out for 9, 10, 11.
John Darby on the bottom of the speedway, rolls through the middle right now. That is for positions number 9 and 10. Tyler Reed up 4 spots right behind him, trying to crack the top 10. And Dylan DeWert now on the top of the speedway up to 8th. So about 8th through 12th right now, looking pretty good. And they're side by side in front of them as Yeager still out in front by himself. But it's Jack Sean now closing the gap. Ethan Toder right there about to have a 3-car tango for the race lead heating up.
And you see, there goes Jack Sean to the bottom side. Here he's going to throw a slide job on your race leader of Dylan Yeager. Yeager ducks back underneath Dylan Yeager. Still going to hold on to the race lead here as Jack Sean now up top. Yeager going to throw a Yeager bomb there, and he sticks it. Now here comes Ethan Toder. They're trying to throw a slide job as well. So side by side, Yeager and Jan. Jan going to go slide job here. Toder goes up top. Yeager goes right underneath there. Jan hits the wall. Here goes Yeager again. Yeager still holds on to the race lead.
Ethan Toder going to try to set it through the middle. Now slide up in front of Jan. Jan going to turn it down the hill, come back down the back straightaway, move up to second, looking for more. Now Jan going to throw the slider on Yeager. Yeager on the bottom of the speedway hangs on, and Yeager will lead that lap.
Slide jobs being thrown. Ethan Toder, he's going to park it on the nose there of Jan. That's now a battle for the second spot. There is now Jan. He's going to throw a short slider there on Toder. So now the battle on for that second spot as it's Jan, it's Toder, and now Dylan Yeager starting to pull away here for your race lead. But now Jan and Ethan Toder going at it. Slide job from Toder yet again here. Slide jobs have been the name of the game for the top 3.
Oh, cross him over, cross him back again. Jan, he'll turn it up the hill in front of Toder in turn number 3 and 4. Toder going to turn it down the hill, down the front straightaway. Jan still hanging on to second. Now here comes Toder with a slider up the hill in 1 and 2. Jan down the hill once again. It's Slider Fest here at Charlotte.
This battle for second continues on another slide job there. Toder parks it on the wall. Jan goes sideways around.
All right,
Top
man,
2 in trouble. Jan
out.
and Toder. Problems and caution flag waves here. 16 laps in the book. And just like that, chaos strikes for back-to-back weeks for the number 4 machine. But the name of the game here, Jack Jan there, felt now what Ethan Toder, Blake Majulis, Dylan Yeager, all those guys felt last week. So now the guy who won because of that situation gets bit here as it comes down slide job for slide job. Ethan Toder throws a haymaker going into 3 and 4 after Jan got in the wall. Toder gets in the wall. Quarter panel for Jan gets clipped there, and just caution flag waves.
Heartbreak City for your top 2 drivers right there. Jack Sean and Ethan Toder, really just a racing deal as Toder tapped the wall right there after Jan tapped the wall, and Jan would know where to go except for into the back bumper of Ethan Toder. And now we have a brand new front row. First caution here in the main event. It's been a good one thus far.
Great racing. Fixed setup. It always is fun here. And now Drew Hopkins is going to benefit from this one. He's going to go to second. Travis Wellman to third. Colby Horner now moves up into the 4th spot.
We got brand new top 5, and that is John Darby on the outside of the top 5. He'll be looking to make his way up towards the front a little bit closer. Tyler Reed up 7 positions. He's the biggest mover of the race so far in that 56 machine as we get ready to go back green here in just a moment. So, Alex, 22 to go, coming back to the green, just a little under halfway. What are you expecting to see to close this race out?
It's going to be fun. It's going to be a great finish, I want to say here. And hopefully we stay clean and green the rest of the way here. Green flag back out for Dylan Yeager up front. So make it Yeager, make it Wellman, make it Hopkins. That's your top three now. But Dylan Yeager, he made a great start there. And now it's up in the back there. You have Wellman, you have Hopkins. That's your battle for second. 4 wide behind them mid-pack. There's actually 2 rows of 4 wide, and caution flag is out.
Caution flag on the speedway. Take a look and see what happened. Not seeing who the caution may have been on to. Find.
Brett Rolls. 17 of Brett Rolls. I think Dylan DeWert there into contact. So let's... Yeah, it was 3 wide going into turn 1 and 2, and just car got a little tight, got into Brett Rolls, and caution flag out.
There's still 22 to go. Caution laps did not count, so cautions breeding cautions. After not having one, we have 2 back-to-back, and sometimes it happens like that on these restarts. Travis Wellman able to get around Drew Hopkins, and now he will line up on the outside of row number 1. Hopkins going to restart now on the inside. Hopkins had some problems starting on the outside, so this may benefit him.
And on top of that, talk about someone who is also benefiting from those cautions. Tyler Reed right now. Tyler Reed moving up spots here. He's in the 8th spot, or 7th spot, sorry. And from 15th to 7th, looking to gain yet some more positions. The green flag back out here for Dylan Yeager, Travis Wellman, Drew Hopkins. They're going to go side by side here into turn number 1 and 2. Behind them, there you see contact car around yet again.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
Yet again.
Oh, it got ugly in the back. Cars wrecking all over the speedway right there. Joseph Grandy, I believe it started with him. We'll take a look and see. And the 518 machine goes through the middle of the speedway, and they get about 3 wide. And John Darby nowhere to go. There you see Tyler Reed, who had a great run going on as well involved, so, and many, many more.
And on top of that, Ethan Toder has parked it in the infield, so his night is done as well.
So Ethan Toder, after the opening weekend win, he has had some issues the last 2 races, and they have 2 drop weeks, Alex, but you don't want to use them in week 2 and 3.
No, you do not. But let's be honest here. Ethan Toder has the talent and the skill. We've seen it now. He started up front, or at least close to the front, back-to-back weeks here. Actually, all 3 weeks he's started up front. So, let's see if he can come back and bounce back, you know. It's always fun to watch drivers bounce back after tough weeks, but it's going to be fun to watch here. Remember, Blake Majula is not in attendance tonight. He's using one of his drop weeks tonight here. So the real question is, when else will these guys have to show up and when they have to run best here? Remember, this schedule gets a little bit more fun mid-season.
So single file restart. Admins up in the booth. Mr. Steven Calavoda filling in for Rocky Battenfield this week. Up in the booth calling for the single file restart after multiple cautions on the double file. Green flag is back out, and Yeager back on the gas trying to pull away as we're halfway home of this 40-lap main event. 20 down, 20 to go.
And battles are going to heat up here. You see it's right now single file as guys trying to find out, but right now Drew Hopkins trying to battle with Travis Wellman. Wellman on the bottom side there. Hopkins trying to close in, but now Wellman slides up the racetrack there. So now that 157 machine of Drew Hopkins has the 2 of Travis Wellman in the sights there, but also behind Colby Warner and Dylan DeWert. They're right there as well here. We might soon have a 4-car battle for second and third.
Dylan Yeager 7/10 of a second out in front and extending his lead all by himself. Travis Wellman and Drew Hopkins, Colby Horner, and Dylan DeWert right now hanging on to the top 5. Horner now knocking on the door, trying to look for position number 3, trying to find a way around Drew Hopkins in the 157.
Hopkins right now trying to hold on to that third spot there, but Colby Horner is showing speed as this race comes along here. Colby Horner might have something to say to Drew Hopkins here by the end of this race, because that number 157 is in the grasp right now of Colby Horner, as Tyler Reed right now, he has had problems. Remember, he was in the 7th spot. Tyler Reed now has dropped back. He is now actually in the infield, so Tyler Reed's night is done.
Yeah, a guy on the move right now. That is Terry Smith in the 98 car, up 7 positions, up to position number 6. Looking for a couple of up position number 6, trying to find a way into the top 5, but he's got some ground to make up on DeWert right in front of him. And now we have a 3-car dance for the runner-up spot. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th heating up as Drew Hopkins now takes to the inside and trying to bring Colby Horner with him in position number 4.
There you see Hopkins slide job for the 2nd spot. He's going to try and avoid the wall. He does do it, but now Wellman gets to the inside. So does Colby Horner here. Double slide job maybe, but neither one of them going to get by Drew Hopkins there on that top side. Hopkins now, he's going to have a 3-wide battle here. Comes Wellman, slides up the racetrack, but leaves him a lane. So Hopkins still has that top side and drag race to line. Contact being made. Wellman going to be the odd man out there as Colby Horner now takes the 2nd spot. Drew Hopkins hold on the 3rd, but now here comes Wellman yet again. So still this 3-car battle holds on here for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
3-car tango, and now DeWert in the picture is going to join the party to make it a 4-car battle, as that is Wellman on the bottom, not giving up for the 2nd place spot. It's Colby Horner on the outside, 3 cars on the outside. Wellman, the lone driver, on the bottom of the speedway coming around. It'll be 10 laps to go at the line for Dylan Yeager. 2.5 seconds is the distance between him and the rest of the field, and he is out on a Sunday drive, but meanwhile the guys right behind him are in an absolute dogfight for this position number 2. And now Colby Horner up 5 spots to 2nd, has it at the moment.
This battle continues on here as still Colby Horner in the 2nd spot. Drew Hopkins still in 3rd. Wellman and DeWert now. Those two going to battle it out here as DeWert there tried to throw a slider, leaves a lane. So the top 5 right now have been battling pretty clean there, leaving a lane if they're throwing a slide job. But then you look back there, the battle for 7th between Buddy Ware. Buddy Ware has TJ Smith, Logan Cottles, Brett Rouse, and Aaron Brown also right there. So we're about to have a 4-car battle for that 7th spot.
Buddy Ware on the outside. That's Logan Cottles, Brett Rawls, and Terry Smith on the bottom of the speedway. Still just about 4 wide right here for 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th right now. And now Aaron Brown into the picture as well. He's up 10 spots, 21st to 11th. He's the hard charger at the moment. Logan Cottles up to 7th. Now he's moved 10 spots, so 2 drivers up 10 spots. And Eric Tupper from dead last to 13th. He's actually the hard charger, up 11 spots.
But then up front, Drew Hopkins, he's closing back in on Colby Horner here. So we might have a battle yet again for this 2nd spot. But behind there, Dylan DeWert, he's in the 4th spot. He has company, though, because Wellman and Michael Vitale, those 2 drivers are closing in on the 20 of Dylan DeWert. So cars trying to still make it into the top 5 here with under 5 to run.
Travis Wellman may have lost a handle on that car right now because he's dropped a few positions. Was challenging for 2nd right now in danger of moving out of the top 5 as Michael Vitale has caught him on the bottom of the speedway, trying to work her way around and move it to the top 5 to where it up to 4th right in front of them. Then Colby Horner, Drew Hopkins once again. Here we go. Race for 2nd heating up as it'll be 3 to go, 2 to go next time by.
So right now, going on 2 to go, and here we go yet again. Drew Hopkins, he's trying to close back in. Remember, he tried to make that move there on Colby Horner before. He didn't get it, so now he's going to have to play cat and mouse here, try and catch back up to the 15 machine. The battle behind still between DeWert, Vitale, and Wellman. Those 4 cars, as actually there you see Logan Cottles. Logan Cottles closing in as well, but now white flag in the air for the 48 machine of Dylan Yeager. Yeager going down the backstretch and going to head into number 3 and 4, the 48 machine. Dylan Yeager. 3 weeks, 3 different winners. Dylan Yeager wins here at the dirt track at Charlotte, the race for 2nd. Colby Horner, he's going to hold on to the 2nd spot there at a drag race. Drew Hopkins comes home in the 3rd. Dylan DeWert comes home in the 4th spot. Then it is Michael Vitale in the 5th spot. So a great race. Once those caution flags got out of the way, They had a great race here. Talk about someone that regrouped a little bit. Jax Young, he's going to come home in the 13th spot there. So remember, he had to go to the back because of contact between him and Toter, put them both to the back. Jax Young, he moves up to the 13th spot, so a good run for that 24.
So Dylan Yeager absolutely stinks off the show. 3 seconds is the difference here tonight as the top 3 park on the front straightaway right there. As you see, Yeager, Colby Horner, Drew Hopkins, that'll be your podium positions here tonight, and we'll get them in the booth here and try to get a word with a few of our winners. And Dylan Yeager going to join the party. Dylan, you kind of stunk up the show tonight, man. 3-second victory. Just an incredible, dominant performance here tonight. How'd you do it, buddy?
I knew it was going to be right around the fence, so I just went out there and ripped it. It's about time I got one of these wins. I got close last week, and unfortunate circumstances happened. But like I said, it's about time I won one of these races. I was really confident going into the season. The first 2 weeks, I kind of disappointed myself with the finishes. So, hopefully I can ride this win and keep the momentum rolling and get back into it in points.
Like you said, you struggled the first 2 weeks, and now you find victory lane here in week number 3 at the dirt track at Charlotte. How do you keep this momentum up and score and pull off a few good finishes in a row?
Just stay confident in myself. I feel like these are probably my best cars on the sim. I've won some pretty big races in these cars in the past, so just stay confident. Know what I got to do to race. I did get a little bit of help with some guys not showing up this week. Like I know Majulis, Fergie, Rumsey, Tomasi, they all weren't here this week. I'm not too sure what was going on with them, but I got a little bit of help there. But I'll just try and stay confident. Know what I got to do to win these races and hopefully get up there in points.
Well, you definitely showed the dominant performance here tonight. Look forward to seeing you down the road and next weekend as well. What you got for next weekend? But who do you want to give a shout out and thanks to?
Yeah, just like to thank everybody from CFME Sports, Majulis Speed Shop, Team VLR, and IROC for putting the series on. Tortoisala Frenchies, JDM Designs, and LRA. You guys for the broadcast. Steven for doing his iconic race control. What a beautiful sight. And I'll see you guys next week.
Well, Dylan, congratulations, and we'll see you down the road, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, that's Dylan Yeager, your winner here tonight. And Alex, going to get a word with our second-place finisher. He'll be standing by with Colby Horner.
Coming home in second, Colby Horner, and between you and Drew Hopkins, wasn't an easy run for the two of you there. Slide jobs left and right, 3-car, 4-car battles for those top 2 spots there. And you held on to second there, but Drew gave you a run for your money in those final few laps.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we had a heck of a battle between Drew and I think Travis. We had like 3-way sliders going on, and Dylan was able to get out. And, I mean, in this league, everybody's so good. When you get out, you're not going to run that person down. I mean, that's just how it is. But, yeah, it was a bunch of tough, good racing there.
And we talk about momentum. We talk about consistency here. A podium finish here tonight. Going to build some momentum, hopefully, for the next few weeks for you there. What's the plan now throughout the rest of the season here with 3 weeks in?
Man, just being consistent. Don't be aggressive. I mean, we've still got, 9 weeks left. There's no sense to push a move, really, and, jeopardize wrecking and going to the back or whatever. But, just being patient and consistent, really.
And we know you got a lot of supporters and a lot of fans helping that number 15. So take some time and thank them all for coming out and watching tonight.
Oh, yeah. I'd like to thank Josh Myers, Rusty Money Ranch, Adam Collins, Seth Lunsford, Ace Motorsports, and really that's about it.
Well, that is your second place finisher tonight of Colby Horner. And Tommy, you get to catch up with an oh so familiar friend of mine, the 157 of Drew Hopkins.
All right, Drew Hopkins, we got him in the booth here tonight. Drew, up 3 positions tonight. You wind up on the podium. Not too shabby of a finish out there. Talk us through your race, buddy.
It went pretty good. I wish that restart I got caught sleeping there. I would have got a better start. I think I could have ran second in this race. Jaeger, he's just fast, so I knew I probably wasn't going to catch him, but I think I had a top 2 run. Just got caught sleeping there, and Travis got by, and then we got battling 3 wide and kind of got in the wall a little bit, got contact. But all in all, I'm happy with 3rd place.
Third place, pretty solid finish here tonight, man. Talk us through the track, man. That was pretty entertaining, at least on the broadcast. I mean, it was 3, 4, sometimes 5 wide, and it seemed a lot of fun to watch. Was it just as much fun to drive?
Yeah, for sure. Me and Travis, we kind of battled right there, kind of before the first caution. I think lap 10 to 21, we ran side by side for most of it. I was running that middle lane there, and towards the end, I think the top group it just took over. There wasn't nothing left down low or middle. But I kind of started there when I was in 3rd, trying to cut down those last few laps. I wish I'd have started a little bit before, and we probably could have got to 2nd. But we're happy with it, and we'll take it and move on to next week.
Well, Drew, before we let you go, buddy, who you want to give a shout out to?
Foremost, I just want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Without him, none of this would be possible. My team, CFM Esports, Chris Ferguson, and all of them for all they do. Keltner Contracting, Newton's Cattle Farms, Kentucky Dirt iRacing League, and just you guys for broadcasting. I'll give a shout out to Alex as well.
All right, well, Drew, congratulations. Great 3rd place finish here tonight, and best of luck down the road, buddy.
Yep.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, 3rd place has come and gone, and Alex, week number 3 has come and gone, and it was not too shabby. We had some great battles throughout the field, unbelievable racing, and we're only 3 weeks in, man.
3 weeks, and it's going to be great. Sadly, I will not be here next week. Got some opening weekend, three days of racing for me, Tommy. So I'm trusting you to hold down the fort here, and trust me, I'll be watching. If Mother Nature doesn't cooperate, you will see me next Sunday. I can guarantee you that much.
Well, I do believe next Sunday we'll have a new producer at the booth as well, because I will be racing and will not be here as well either. I drove almost seven hours back home today. What? No, it wasn't. It was 5, right at 5. But still, I drove 5 hours back home this morning, and I'm not going to do that next week. I'm just not.
We might be trusting someone to hold down the fort for next week while,
So there'll be a new producer up here in the booth. Howard Weaver is going to be the producer next Sunday afternoon with the IROC TV is what I've been told. And not sure who's going to be behind the mic just yet, but it'll be a good one next weekend, and we'll be back in 2 weeks. And until then, we'll see you then.